Welcome everyone for joining us for our channeling of the Dragonfly Collective. It is August 2nd, 2022, and we're gonna get started with some discussion about any special experiences we've had with the dragonflies or any special meaning that they have for us. I know Wendy and I can share some of what we know as far as the dragonflies being a spirit animal or a spirit totem, or they can be connected with as like a spirit guide as well, and as well as their collective consciousness. But you can also connect with the dragonflies for a message. When you see them around you, you can ask if there's a message and see what thoughts come to your mind when you're out in nature. So that's one way to connect with them. So Wendy, do you want to get started, or do you want
exactly?
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because they actually do come to you a lot of times when it's time for change and transformation. Also, they're known to come and do clearings. So if you've ever gone to an area and you see a lot of dragonflies flitting about, what they're doing is they're taking the energy, Earth's energy, and clearing and transforming that energy into something, peaceful and harmonic and beautiful. Yesterday, I was up in Saugatuck, Michigan, and I should say I had just come back from Saugatuck, not yesterday, but on Sunday, and we were packing up the car and getting ready to head back home for the drive. And just as I was getting into the car, right on my right shoulder, a dragonfly flew into the vehicle, fluttered around inside of me, and then went to the other side. And then the other passenger was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I said, "Just open the door so that they can go out." So it just literally came into the car and went out the car. But I thought that was really pretty incredible. But I'm sure that you all have had situations and stories where the dragonfly have come and either brought beautiful messages to you or surprised you just with their beauty and showing up, letting you know the transformation. Now, when we started talking about doing the Dragonfly Collective, I was walking my dog, and there's an area by the school where there's absolutely no water, no pond, nothing of the sort, except for maybe half a mile away is probably the closest body of water. And there were hundreds of dragonflies just flying around the school, all directions of this junior high or middle school. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Where are all these dragonflies coming from? So I think it was really fun how they were showing themselves up to us. And it was just very exciting to see the energy of it. As we were getting ready to work with them, they were already beginning to work with us, knowing that they were going to be doing this series with us, be part of our Elemental Realm series. And so we thank you for joining us and joining your energy, because it's right now, it just feels so beautiful and peaceful. And I don't know if you guys tapped into that kind of energy, but it's definitely here. So anything else? Anybody else that has a story they'd like to share? And I'm just going to go off screen for a moment.
Well, earlier today, I was sitting down and just decided to sit down and call in the Dragonfly Collective to see if they had any preceding messages they'd like to share with me. And so I'll start by sharing the message that they gave me earlier today. So as you travel through the many dimensions in your journey of life, remember to adapt with compassion for yourself and others, transform and change direction with the flow of the vibrational currents, trust and allow your truth to arise and be revealed, evolve to a greater lightness of being, let nothing hinder your ascension. I recently came across some information about dragonflies being associated with ascension energies, and a lot of that is the change and the transformation that we're all going through right now as light workers. I'm assuming many of us here are light workers if you're here with us. Or it's about new beginnings in your life, or letting go of anything that's weighing you down, kind of lightening up your emotions and letting go of any denser energies or negative thoughts, processes, or anything that's kind of weighing you down, to kind of let that go and let go of any restrictions, limitations, anything that's like hindering your forward movements, because dragonflies, as you know, they kind of are always moving, always changing directions, always, you know, adapting to whatever the circumstances. So that's kind of some of the energy that they can help you with. But it's also about yeah, flexibility with grounding, like that they can help ground you into the present, and help you to be flexible while taking action in your life, and yeah, just adapting to change. And but it's action, from what I've read about it, it's action physically, emotionally, mentally, taking action, but yeah, not letting yourself get stuck on any one thing. Let yourself be guided into the best possible direction for your life, for where you need to go. Just kind of go with the flow, and you know, be limitless, and not, you know, not get weighed down by any one thing, you know, any challenges or things like that, to try to rise above that. So that's kind of the energy I feel from them, that I know from them. But if anybody else, if they've, you know, I know sometimes dragonflies show up in connection to those that have passed over. I know I had that happen to me recently. And like, yeah, this past week I've had dragonflies showing up out in my garden. And I hadn't seen them for like weeks before, since like June. And but I've seen them like in pictures. I've seen them, I saw like a garden stake with the dragonfly that my friend had. And so they've just been kind of popping up in a lot of ways in the last week leading up to this event. So, but yeah, if there's anything else anybody else wants to share about some of their experiences, connections, or what they relate to with dragonflies, and what brought you here today.
Hi, everybody. Actually, I'm new here and I'm kind of nervous, but I'm going to share why I'm here. So basically is...
Thank you. First off, thank you for being here. And please don't be nervous, because everybody is here. Just, you know, we're having a good time. We're relaxed. It's a harmonious, beautiful group, and nothing but light and love here. So just say your mind and speak your heart.
Well, exactly. Well, I wanted to say thank you too for all of the information that you're bringing to me, because I have seen some dragonflies lately and I didn't really know what it meant. And then I saw that you were having this collective meeting, or this meeting about the collective of dragonflies. And I said, okay, I'll go there. And what you just said, Susan, totally resonated with what I felt. I saw a dragonfly. It was a big one. It was high above my head, and it was going in an energetic matter, very energetically. Like it went from one side and then would turn around to the other side. It was very busy, but at the same time, it was moving into the action and doing things. And when it saw that there was like an obstacle, it would turn around. So exactly as you have said, is that you need to take action in your ascension, and you need to put in the energy. But at the same time, if there is a blockage, just don't like stay there. Just turn around, change directions, and put your energy somewhere else. So I feel that was the message from the dragonfly, because right now I'm really going through some kind of transformation. I'm releasing a lot of heavy thoughts and emotions, and I guess that's what the message was. So thank you so much for like having me here.
Beautiful. That's awesome. Yeah, I know they do have a lot about they're also related to like kind of truth, honesty, authenticity, being honest with your own emotions. And yeah, I know I've been, you know, uncovering, releasing a lot of deep emotions that are just coming up. I did like a past life regression on Sunday night with a friend of mine, and and just a lot of emotions came up, especially yesterday and the day after, and that I wasn't expecting, but it's all things that needed to come up and be released. And I think, you know, different circumstances, I think, are bringing up a lot of these old denser energies as we are raising up in frequency, that it's just naturally coming up. But yeah, it's also about, yeah, just yeah, adapting to whatever direction that you're called to go in without I guess blocking yourself is another way to look at it. Just follow your heart, go with the flow. Let life lead you to, you know, on the path that you're meant to go on, that, you know, to what you know, what wonderful discoveries are yet to come is how I like to put it, you know. And yeah, so anyone else? Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining, and nice to see you here. And Terry and Languages of Light. Looks like some other new people have joined us. So we're just talking about different experiences we've had with dragonflies, what type of emotional connection you might have with them, with seeing them. You know, what brought you here today, like what resonated with you to guide you to join us today, if there's anything you would like to share.
I'll go. I just wanted, it's so good to see you, and I'll support anything that you guys are doing. So how can I not? And yeah, let's see. For me, dragonflies, they're just, oh, they're just so fascinating. I mean, I've seen fairies, and I do see them now more and more as I'm opening up and stuff like that. But and sometimes when I see birds, it's my understanding that they're not necessarily birds. They're like shape-shifting. They could be any kind of elemental magical being. So I don't know. I wonder if dragonflies are the same way, and they kind of remind me of the Sasquatch, because they have all those eyes, and they just, like, I don't know, but there's something about them that I wonder if they can go in between the worlds and the voids, and just go in between all the different dimensions. They seem very multidimensional to me. And yeah, I was just wondering what you feel about that. Do you think that they are coming in more and more now as we're going into the 5D, and maybe the more we ascend, the more we'll feel them, something like that?
That's so true. And also to keep in mind too, that the dragonfly can also oftentimes come to you as a spirit guide. And that basically is that their purpose is to reveal your magical path. What is your path specifically? So when you're meditating, you can ask for the dragonfly spirit guide to come to you and assist you with your direction. And then they will assist you with that clarity on your path. So you probably have seen me yawning. So the way that I move energy is a lot of times I'll start to yawn it in. Also, I'm a transmuter, so I'm often taking whoever's energy is here and clearing it while we're in the phone call. So I'll start to sweat. This is an Andara crystal, and I also work with crystals all together. I'm a healer, spiritual healer. Working in the quantum field. My higher self is Archangel Raziel. And so using that energy, and then they've had me move into channeling, because as I'm channeling healing energies when I'm working with people and helping them clear their blocks and open up themselves to the more that they are, the channeling is just naturally hand in hand. It's like a farmer having, a shovel and a spade and a hoe. So they just keep giving me more things for my tool bag. But they've been pressing on me for a while as I've been yawning out and transmuting this energy. So I'm just going to ask everybody to ground. Just imagine that your sacral and your root chakras are going down deep into Mother Gaia, that out of the bottom of your feet are roots, and just ground beautifully. From the top of your head, imagine God's white light just coming in and down and through your body, cleansing and clearing, purifying. We ask we ask for the most high, pure messages that come from our angels and guides, and especially from the Dragonfly collective. I'm struggling with my words because they're trying to press through with light language, so it'll just come through here in a moment. I'm asking them to wait. If you can please just bring in that white light, be in your hearts, have open love and purity in mind, and we thank you for your grace and presence of honoring us with your time. This is the Dragonfly Collective. Our wings are often flailing around you. You do not notice us. You may not notice us, however, our energy is around you and abounds. As our energy surrounds you and works with the energy of Mother Gaia, what we are doing is taking those negative energies, similar to how this being works with transmuting negative energy and turning it into light, streaming it out into love consciousness for the pleasure and development and ascension energies of this earth. Primarily this earth. However, do keep in mind that we are multidimensional beings, all of us, as one beautifully asked in this group, that this energy that you are feeling is us working with the wind. As we are beings of flight, the wind also works in conjunction with us, and therefore we also are working oftentimes with fairies as well. Many of you are familiar with the fairy energy, and they assist us with that hopping around in the flitting from here to there in order to move these energies. So if you are working with us as a collective, as dragonfly spirits, or pulling us into your arc field to assist with clearing any energies that you are wishing to transform, or simply to bring joy into your life for the pure sake of happiness and joy, call on us. We are here and willing and ready to work with you, and we thank you for asking for our presence to be known and shown and communicated with those who are currently seeking more about many various beings. Blessings to you all. Beautiful. Okay, quick message channeled. I hope you're able to feel their energy. It's very light and wispy. When I first started to want to work with the dragonflies, I started channeling their light language. And so it's very clicks and ticks and floaty. And they do use a lot of like what I think of as shushing noises. So I don't know if that comes through okay, if you can hear it when it comes through. It's transformational. It always hits my heart when I feel the energy, and I kind of feel like dragon wings are like I feel like I'm like shaking my shoulders a lot. It's almost like I feel like they like are on my back and like are having me like move that energy. so it's always interesting when you feel the being. And then my elbows, the inside of my elbows are sweating, which is so weird. So.
Yeah, when I do light language, it's different, or it comes through a little differently. Well, sometimes it's slightly different for different beings, and then I get bits and pieces of translation sometimes. So mine sounds different from Wendy's, that's for sure. Or yeah. I don't get the same sounds. It's just however it comes through our brain or vessel, or whatever they're able to come through as. Different beings will sound differently. So did they have any more that they wanted to channel through you, Wendy, or did?
I mean, I'm happy to keep going, but I thought maybe I would stop in case, some had questions, I could go right back to them. But I also thought that, like we tend to do, with sharing light language, if there's anybody else who wants, we always love to do an open forum, that if anybody else has light language that they would like to share, or feel called to, just, raise your hand or say in chat, or just, turn your mic off and join the party. We're pretty easy flowing here. So, and thank you. I appreciate that, Sarah. Thank you.
Languages of Light raise her hand that they'd like to share. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
Hey, you guys, it's Wendy.
Hi
there. Hey, Wendy, I wanted to say hi. Hey, Susan.
Wendy!
I'm actually one of the founding members of Hooklo.
Oh
yes, I remember Wendy Wolf.
That's me.
Yes, I remember you from way back.
That's me. So I was just, there's Dave, my fiance Dave. So yeah, I sent you a message the other day, Wendy, like that, say that we should do something together. So,
yes.
And it's really funny because I have been so connected to the Dragonfly Collective for so many years. And I had the most amazing experience during my own awakening. When I first started speaking light languages and channeling, I had the strangest experience with a golden dragonfly. The thing was huge. And I was just now looking for my pictures, but it was one of the strangest experiences. And it allowed me, not only did it give me channeled information, but it allowed me to take a photo shoot of it. And this thing, I swear to God, you guys, it sat there for probably, I had been 45 minutes. Wow. Just sat there the whole time, letting me take picture after picture from every angle. I was zoomed in. I was so mesmerized. I have goosebumps. I was so mesmerized.
It's giving me goosebumps. You talk about it.
And it was because it was so gold. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Like it was so pure gold. And I know that they exist, but that experience. And then when you guys were doing, the Dragonfly Collective, I was like, okay, I just got to come and hang out. I got to come and say hi. It was like, because it was such an extraordinary experience for me. So anyway, I was looking through my pictures to see if I could find them, because I had, we have a lot of dragonflies around here too. We're in Alabama. So, and I always every time I see one, I remember that experience. It's like I tap into their energy so easily. So it's so nice to have other people too, I mean, and this was, gosh, how many years ago? Like, I don't even know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago or something. So it's been a little while, but the fascinating part about it was it was part of my awakening. It was part of when I actually started connecting with, the nature spirits and the elements and the elementals, and receiving messages. And when I started speaking light languages and started my YouTube channel, all of that, it was really weird, because it did have a lot to do with that experience. It was kind of funny. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and maybe share a little light language, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
That
was beautiful.
Me seva sono leando vesholungo shevasana tiavandore veshoku. Me saya elise no montor viando velandor vesheke la sete. Amasala baluru vishana malava sobresona. Cle antaya visendor veshova. Me baya landore veso por veshoko le vesana neatavaku. Flagete singalia sopa la vesola. Mamora cobola la vesanantera. Levasontoya Naravako, Kapalevaso, in Aliatavake, Tigasoto Balco, Reshina Tiara Soto, Kisana Ninana Malavako, Pisavaco de Vishono Miawako, Palabate, Imashila Ziandorva Solo, Lavasombo Jova, Azavajanda Vijota Vasamba Galandi, Tisepatikia. Oh my God, the excitement, you guys, that they are expressing is unbelievable. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Mwah. And yes, I'm so excited that you were able to join us today, especially after reaching out. I'm like, oh my God, yes, we need to like get together and just have a chit chat and like talk about stuff.
Totally. So yeah,
Yes, it's been so long.
We'll do a hangout on my channel. I've been really excited to really connect with you guys too, and just have a hangout on my channel, and just let it flow. Whatever happens, whatever anybody wants to share, light languages channeling, whatever happens. So I'm getting really excited about getting more and more into that, and I've been really busy the last couple of years, moving, relocating, things like that. So it's like getting back
Changes
into
and
the
transformation, dragonfly energy.
So yeah, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to say it to you guys, is because we all have that confirmation and validations from each other, and I think it's really important for us to share those experiences, because it's the real deal. They are responding to us and we're responding to them, and they're so excited when we are able to literally just interact with them in this way, in these new ways. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it is, because I want to help validate all of you guys too, that yeah, you're not alone.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Did anybody else have their hand up here, Susan?
I mean, I can go next unless somebody else. I don't see anybody else, but I can speak some light language too. Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, that's part of the reason we've done this elemental realm series. Yeah, this is, I think, the 4th group. We did the dragons, the unicorns, and gnomes, and now the Dragonfly Collective. So after we do one of these events, we kind of channel who's the next being from the elemental realm that would like to come through, and that's how the Dragonfly Collective came to us and said, hey, we're next. And then like a week ago in our channeling practice, the brownies came through me through light language and channeling that they want to come possibly next. The brownies are a subgroup of the gnomes, so and a little bit closer to the earth and everything like that. So, and then I've been doing like energy infused artwork for each of these events. I've been connecting with these different beings and doing artwork as part of what you've seen in the invite. That's another calling of mine, is this energy infused artwork. So I'm just starting to get going on that. But anyways, so it's been an amazing journey, and definitely these beautiful nature beings. They like being called, nature people or nature beings better than elementals, I guess, is what they've come through with. But yeah, they just want to be known more, and they want to reconnect with humanity and get rid of that separation consciousness that's kept us apart, and reconnect us with nature and Mother Gaia. So anyways, okay, so let me connect here. Te ko he te tia he ko hu siki te ko hu ya te kia hu ha saka he su hu shi ai te kia hu sikia ho sikai su tu fu ya sikai te tia hi ha sikia I su, as we flit and fly amongst you, su ko ya hi kia hi su ko tia hi, as you are amongst us in nature, su ko tai hi kia hi sikia su ko tu sikia I, connect your energy with ours. Let us lighten your vibration. For we are one in truth. We are part of the same consciousness. We can help you ebb and flow with the changes in your life. Drop within your heart. Connect with your truth once more, and let it guide you forward. Flow with the winds. Expand your wings. Glide upon the breeze. And let yourself be free of your thoughts. Koto he kia I, kia sukoto e hia, hia sukoto e hia, hi kia ho sikiti ai, hia sike, and just be one in the now. Suko e tia, hi tukututu e kia I te kai. Husu hia hia tu he kia, hia sukota hai tia kio e hia sikia I. Feel your lightness of being. Tuto e hia sikia tu, hia sikia I, sukuya I sikia. I know you are free and sovereign. Sukoto e I, hia sikia hia sukoto e hia, hia sikia ioko hia, hia sikia. Let nothing dampen your wings. Sukoto e hia, sukuya I, dry yourself off and fly again. Sukoto e hikia I, toko e sikia, hia sikia I, and we can assist you with this. Hia koto e I, hia si, call upon us often. Sukoya hia, sukoto e I, hia hiko e sikia, toko e I, sikia I, tikia, and we will meet you in your heart. Suko hia e tia, o sika ia tu e te kikia e suku e kia ia, sukutoto ia. Whew.
That was beautiful. Well, it's really interesting because a lot of times I'll like feel into the energy. And so I find myself doing that transmuting. So sometimes I'll just like feel that energy come in, and it's kind of maybe 1 or 2 yawns to just connect in with the energy, right? But then because I do transmuting, what happens is I take the energy of all beings of all time that down the road. So we're talking, 5-10 years down the road, these videos are still going to be out and available, and people are going to find them. And then as they are connecting in, the energy that they are putting out to say, oh, I want to connect in with the dragonflies. And then I'm transmuting their energy to help them with wherever the point they are. So it's an interesting action that I've come to learn over the last 2 years, as I've really, learned how to pull into, what the energies are, and recognize them within my own being, and how, what means what. When some people will be like, oh, like my heart chakra feels blocked, or I feel a block in my third eye, or, they can feel that pressure, that energy, or it's not moving. So, so another thing to notice too, is that when I am doing light language, because I have healing with my eyes and with my voice as well. So if you are feeling like energy in your body, the way I felt it sometimes is it felt like I heard, but like my heart flip-flopped, like it went bloop in my body. I felt that happen once. I've actually felt it like be a pain, and then start moving down my arm. I felt it as like, gripping in my side and starting to like move down toward the bottom of my feet. I felt it as tingling. I felt it as all over body, like feeling like you're in the quantum, kind of like this. So these are all energetic signatures. So if you're experiencing any of that, just, be aware that it's normal. Nothing to be afraid of, and just know that you're moving energy and working with energy, because you're all light beings, and you all have this ability. You all have the ability to channel. It's a matter of, do you want to meditate? Do you want to, watch and actually even watching your food and watching your diet, I feel like is minimal. But yeah, clear your energy, clear your food, bless your food, bless your water. Just be thoughtful, right? That whole mind, I guess there's really something to be said about that mindfulness. But yeah, their energy is just like really buzzing around us. They're giving me those words. So, and I connected a lot with telepathic. So while Susan was channeling, I was like, all this information was popping into my head. I'm like, I can't keep track of everything you're trying to say. And I thought, oh, I probably could have written it down in my notebook, but I didn't do that. But I am open to, if you guys are wanting me to do some channeling for questions, unless anybody else wants to say something, or before I go, say something, or if they got maybe intuition, something came into their mind while either Susan or I were doing channeling light language, or when Wendy was doing light language, just to say, oh, hey, this thought popped in my mind while that was happening. So I'll give you a minute to see if anybody wants to pop on and share. And otherwise, I'll start to get ready to do channeling for questions. I'm hearing them say, oh, good, connect in this peaceful quiet and the silence of your heart.
It's like, oh my God, I'm like crying every time you guys start doing your channeling. It's just like, oh my God. I guess I remember being an elemental or something, because I feel this, oh, just like, oh my God, you know, thank you so much. It's just, oh my goodness, I'm trying to take notes, because I want to be here, but I want to remember everything you're saying. And I think the thing that I forget to do is to call upon, you know, them. And so when you were saying that, you know, call upon them, be in your heart space, and they'll meet you in your heart space. I mean, that's really far out. I mean, because I believe that. I totally believe that. But now I have to allow my thinking mind to just be like, okay, that's another, like when you say a prayer, or when you ask, or you call upon whatever, you know, you pray or whatever, it's like they're just saying, oh, well, we'll just meet you there. I'm like, what? That's so cool. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's another experience that many will have too, is the tears being brought to their eyes as they start to connect into the energy. There's definitely a God spark that's in there as well that helps to tie into your heart and the oneness. And the thing is that I noticed when we connect in with the Dragonfly collective. So there's a human collective, right? And there's a Dragonfly collective. There's, you know, your galactic collectives, and each of the different types of energy being collectives as a whole. So within the human collective, we currently are at this, you know, we've got this wave of energy of, you know, negative and positive, and, you know, the duality of our world. And so we're kind of bouncing all over the place. The Dragonfly collective isn't like that. They're unified. So they've got this beautiful, even killed harmonic balance within their energy that you can just feel it. And then as you feel the wave floating, as you see them on the air or over the water, you can just tap into that. And so it's when you're finding your eyes drawn to them to try to kind of, because sometimes you can't keep track of them, especially if they're out on the lake, they're they're gone. But if they're sitting still like they did for Wendy, and letting you take photos of them, then you can really feel that energy and really feel that oneness of the collective. And so I kind of feel like they're like pushing that through me right now. It's not just me like thinking these thoughts. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for that, because there is really a sincere truth to that. Did anybody have anything else? And otherwise, I'll just go ahead and prepare, and then I'll go. And then Susan, I think you'll be right behind me.
Yeah, I'll call on each person that has a question from the chat, and we'll go
Okay.
from there. So, and then if there's time at the end, if you get tired, I can always jump in and channel later if there's time. So,
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull them in now. And it's always easier for me to start with light language. So if I start bringing that in first, then Chioro to nyara kaira to uru to nyara ara tianara. Aranyura aranyuro nyara daira nyara. It's Mother Gaia. Atiara nyoro nyara. Thanking you for being thoughtful to my beings. Aranyaro nyara kariho. Feel the earth energy along with the dragonfly energy. Ara. Ara. It is we, the Dragonfly Collective. We are very pleased to connect in with you in this matter, to join in with the loving support of Mother Gaia. And we welcome those hearts who are open to growing and expanding at this time. Many of you know that we struggle with those who do not find the oneness, the sweet divinity of all that is within their beings. This is a struggle for us to understand that aspect of the human being. But we are happy and delighted at this time to begin these connections, to expand our own thought processes as those who are willing to reach out and have the open-heartedness to connect in with our energy within their art fields. That this will bring us a brighter light consciousness. And so we welcome you. We honor you. We honor you as light workers. We have been watching this format and do recognize questions are a garnering of the flow.
Are you willing to take questions?
Yes, that is what we alluded to.
Okay, just wanted to clarify. Leela has a question. Go ahead, Leela.
Blessings from dragons. My
Yes.
first question will be, what's your connection to dragons?
The dragonfly is a miniature to the dragon. There are many DNA changes within beings, physical and etheric, within the galactic realms of creating of beings. As you know, the creators like to create and try different things, similar to yourself when you are in an energy and it's not working for you and you want to try something different. Does this answer your question?
Yes. Did you visit it already, New Gaia?
We are on many levels and dimensions and planes. And so, of course, yes.
How does it look?
It begins with the smell of the sweetness of the earth. When you are in its energy, for you that has a nose or the ability to sense a smell, and I say you loosely, of course, as beings in general, that they will smell a sweetness in the air, as if walking through a fragrant floral bouquet that never ends, with the joy and the light of colors unknown to this earth.
minus the negativity of what you experience here, with all the beauty multiplied out by 100. This will be your experience, where manifestation happens instantly. Many have experienced it here already. Their thoughts become things immediately. Many are currently in the phase before fifth dimension and beyond, where they are working on their manifestation ability. It is important to understand it before you get there, because if you don't know how to think your good thoughts, you could manifest what is not so wonderful. But is the intention of all who come to the fifth dimension to experience it in their joy, that keeps it at its highest frequency for that particular plane.
Do you know if
She can still hear you through
Wonderful.
through the physical changes of the energy.
are you aware? Do you know if any humans already visiting New Gaia in fifth dimension?
Yes,
How many?
many,
Oh,
I'm-
that's a
thousands, yes.
Ooh,
Because
wonderful.
your understanding is that many think the fifth dimension is a different Earth in its entirety, but truly it's not. It's on the same earth ground that you step on now. It's bringing your frequency to dial in to find where it is when you go there.
Did I visit? Or
You
anybody?
have been there. You know this.
I know.
You have been to the fifth dimension and beyond the fifth dimension.
All of us.
Several
So,
from the,
so what's the point of the ascension if you're already there?
because not everyone is, are they, my dear?
I got it. I like your humor. You know, when humans put the tattoos on the body, dragons, dragonflies, is there any consequence or any meaning to that person when they have the tattoos? Is that the good, bad, or in between?
It makes no difference. All decisions are right decisions, whether they are, as a human may determine, good energy or bad energy. That's the duality of this plane. When one decides to mark their body, they feel a deep connection to what they are adding to their body, whether it is words, a statement of their convictions, whether it is an image of a loved one or an animal spirit guide that they have seen in their mind's eye or felt deeply connected to. This may also have been a past life for them. And in a past life, they feel that super conductivity of the frequency of that energy. And then when they can see it physically on their bodies, it helps them to connect in at, let's say, more of a heart level, because it helps them transfigure between the etheric energy of that being and the 3D energy of who they are in this physical body, along with the fact of the physical body can feel experiences that the etheric realm simply does not experience anymore. And within the light bodies that they are, there is very much a lack of feeling deep pain, deep love,
deep conviction, deep joy, deep awesomeness. And so, whilst in the presence of an actual physical being, it is most beneficial to the growth of the soul to experience it at that time in that manner. Does this make sense?
Yeah, so I heard, maybe that's is wrong, that if somebody put, for example, a dragon on the body or some other form that is trapping the dragon, is that accurate or is that just a myth?
No, that is a myth.
That's good. So my last question, any message for me? General, what would you like to tell me? Criticize?
There are no criticisms from the Dragonfly Collective, only guidance and love and unity. And so we ask you to find within your heart, why do you think there may be a criticism? So we want you to find joy, forgiveness, and love for yourself and for others, leaving all judgments aside. We know that this is a very difficult path to take because this one finds herself frequently struggling in this same energetic mode or thought processes within her egotistical mind. So we welcome your growth and your expansion as you find your new path opening to the oneness and the little dragons that you so
Wonderful.
love.
I have a dry English humor. That's why I'm asking sometimes question. It's not based on issues, but rather a dry English humor.
We understand. We use this clarification more for those that may be watching and hear the word specific for their understanding. Blessings to you, dear one.
Blessings, my dear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leela. Carolyn has her hand up. Do you have a question, Carolyn, or do you just want to say something?
Hi. Yes, actually, I have a question. Can you
Okay,
see?
I know in the chat there's a couple, like one or two before you, but if
Yeah, go ahead with the other ones. Go with the other ones.
okay, I just just don't want to, like, butt in front of anybody else. But so Terry Randy Lee has a question. What is the relevance of dragonfly babies to us personally or collectively that live and swim in the water? I met some in the river a couple weeks ago. They were swimming around me.
The dragonfly babies are going with the flow, and similar to the human babies, when they are first incarnated into the womb, where do they start? In the waters. It is this beautiful connection with the waters that we have with the humans that oftentimes is not just within the lakes and the body of the humanness of the percentage of water molecules within your being, but it is a beautiful crystalline reminder of the energy of the crystalline earth. Connect this in with the stages of your life, from young to old, from birth to death, to never-ending life. And know that you are somewhere within the ebb of the wave.
Okay, is your answer complete for that question?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Janine has a question. She says she's had the great pleasure of playing with many blue dragonflies for months now, and she always speaks and tries to be still for them. Are they shifting her energies as she works outside?
Yes, they assist her and support her energies for her work, for her life's work, and for her spiritual work. As she is aware, her auric field extends beyond her body and the work that she may be doing within her yard or her area specific to where her physical body is. And so these dragonflies assist with moving this energy that is the miles beyond her body. Some may find this hard to believe that one can be extended so far, but your beings are more than you understand. Your multidimensional aspect is a larger vortex than simply the body standing in its position on its one dot on the map of the earth at the time, at any given time.
Beautiful. Sarah has a question about the manifestation process. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, it's so nice to be with you. Thank you so much for coming. And I'm currently in the process of manifesting some magnificent monetary funds, and they're already, I know they're already here, because it's a matter of the knowing of the paradox I know how that works, but where it's already here because there's no such thing as time, because it's all relative, and since it's already happened in the future, that means it's already happened now, so it's already occurred. And it seems really interesting. The process normally goes really fast for some people, but God has graced me and blessed me with a tremendous amount of funds and for what I'm currently doing and manifesting. And I'm in the moment where I'm like, sometimes I've been wondering if I'm pushing it away from me with some of my thoughts, and then I have to reel it in and be like, okay, what is it that I keep doing? I pull it in, and then am I pushing it away because I'm like doubting? And it's really ebbing and flowing, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's just a process of me learning my power as a manifester. And but I really would like to complete this transaction. So I was just wondering if you have any tips, even though, see, that's funny because I know it's already occurred, but you see, I'm kind of confused maybe because I'm going back and forth even as I'm talking. I realize that.
Exactly. As your thought processes move from flitting around like the dragonfly from left to right to left to right,
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to have oh, I have enough. It's okay to have more and be abundant, to, oh, okay, I have enough. To my abundance is coming, to, okay, but I have enough. So to move this energy forward, bring it in onto the wind and moving it to a consistency of forward, 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 is to stop saying I have enough and to just trust the flow. Because when you're in the flow and your abundance comes, you need to set your intention with, what do you want to play with your abundance? Do you want to be generous in gifting? Do you want to be generous in growing your business and reaching more people? Do you want to be generous in expanding your live videos? I do not see if you are on a YouTube channel at this time, but do you want to expand to that? Not that there's an expense to that per se, but it could potentially grow out into additional business and clientele for you. So streaming in the flow and moving with the mists This is where the manifestation lies, is letting the mists around you, similar to the mists of Avalon, floating gently over the lake where the dragonflies often find their realm on this planet. Find yourself within the droplets of water. Do you count the droplets when you're with the water? No, you just know that there's much of it around you. Do you say how many quarts are in a lake? No, you simply are in the lake, enjoying it, resonating with it. We ask you to float in the lake. Float with us. Fly with us on the droplets and through the mist. And the bouncing energy back and forth will end.
Thank you. That's so helpful. I think what I'm doing is I go into the vibration of what it's going to feel like when it happens. So then when I'm in that space, I feel like I have enough because I already do. And because I'm already, I'm feeling the sensation of my wish fulfilled. And so I'm in that space, I'm feeling really yummy in there. And so because I've been manifesting a lot of things in my life that way, but then now what I'm hearing you talking about that, and maybe instead I can do that, but maybe I need to expand that. I need to go to the next level and then just be in that space of expanding, feeling the sensation of that I wish to fulfill in the future now, so that the paradox occurs and it shows up. Is, I think I hearing you say to expand it even more. And when I'm in that space, just flow, like, because I love floating in the water. And like, yes, thank you. That I understand what you mean. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy that you carry. And we thank you for your work with Mother Gaia and the elemental realm as well. Thank you, beautiful one of the light.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Caroline, would you like to go ahead with the question? Sorry, I made you wait so long. We just had a few more than I thought. So
No, of course not. Don't worry. I do have a question. Thank you so much for calling on me. I would like to ask the Dragonfly Collective two questions. So the first question would be, what did that huge dragonfly want to communicate with me when I saw it at the top of my head? And I saw some other dragonflies around me as well in the woods. And I would like to know if there was a special message, or did I already understand the message that they were trying to tell me?
They wanted you to know, to thank you for coming out and connecting with nature, and that they recognized your presence there and wanted you to have a special moment so that you would feel it, feel the energy, feel what it feels like to be relaxed and at peace and at harmony with yourself. Because this is where your messages will be so much more readily available to you than anywhere else that you go, is within nature and connecting in to other elemental beings.
And my second, thank you so much. That's what I felt. My second question is, what can we do for you?
Thank you for this beautiful thought of energy exchange. Please, will you send us your love and light when you're out in nature, or when you're in your meditations, including not just the dragonflies, but all the elementals as nature beings, within your heart's consciousness.
I
And when
will.
you are in your own joy and love, this assists us and your beautiful planet. Thank you for asking, dear one.
Thank you. I will do that.
The dragonflies will look to connect with you more in the future. Listen for their kind words of connection and love. Blessings to you.
Blessings to you too. I look forward to connecting with you.
Thank you.
This one tires of the large energy that we ask her to maintain as the collective.
Yes, our questions are
take one more?
complete.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful.
so if she needs to come out of channeling, that would be okay.
Yes, we will go ahead and switcheroo. And so a blessing for those watching now, those watching in the future. A blessing to bring unity and oneness to your hearts. Harmony, peace, joy, and flow. Traveling lightly on the wind. Okay, I am back. My when they were doing that the blessing of the ending blessing to say goodbye, they had my hands like tapping like this. I was like, shoot, I've got my hands on my lap and how do I get them up? And so I was like, so my ego was like saying, put your hands up. They want to see that the dragon. I was like, okay. But I don't know, because I was like starting to like step away, and then yet I was still kind of like pretty connected, and like physically I could like feel their energy within my being. So, but yeah, but I was doing like a lot of transmuting, and then also pulling their energy in. So trying to hold that energy. So it was kind of like bringing the breath in, and with the breath in the air, then came the energy of the dragonflies too. So that was interesting.
Yes, we are here once again. If there are any additional questions we may answer.
Thank you. Thank you for being connected and working with us both here today. Joan actually has a question, so I'll go ahead and have Joan come up for her question, please.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I have a lot of memories with the dragonfly when I was young. And we always want to play with them. And I have this guiltiness that I realized now that I was cruel. I know. Well, that was when I was young. I was cruel with them and cutting their wings so they won't have to fly, because I was fascinated and, well, playing with them a lot because they're showing, you know, but it's fun to play with them. But that was when I was young. But the thing is, I realized now that I was cruel to them when I was young. And my question is, uh, am I forgiven for that? I mean, am I
Yes.
cruel to them?
No, we only feel love and forgiveness for humans that do not understand how their ego mind has been manipulated in their society to focus on cruelty or judgment or anger or things of a lower vibrational nature, that we feel and understand this vibration coming from the human collective, and we understand how it can affect your behavior, but we see the truth of your soul. We see the light within you from Creator, that you are Creator incarnate in truth, that you have just been misguided, misunderstood in your discordant thought processes, that or misguided, misled in how your mind works and how these false beliefs, this false programming has affected you, that you are not aware at a subconscious level how this is affecting you, especially when you are young. And actually, your experience mirrors this one's experience when she was young. She spent much time with our collective as our beetle form crawled out of the water at her lake cabin every springtime, every June, early June, that we would crawl out and that we would shed our shell and expand our wings to dry off. And she too was fascinated by us, wanted us to stay with her, wanted to connect with us and not have us fly away. So she too, as a youngling, clipped our wings and sought our forgiveness, similar to what you are requesting now, that this is something that she also did, not intending to be cruel, but more out of wanting to stay connected and not have us fly away from her, wanting us to be near her and for her to have our energy around her. And we, of course, hold no ill will for either of you for having these different thought processes when you're young, as to fascination, as to wanting to remain connected and not separate from us, because the distortions in your mind, which you are releasing now as adults, you are not aware of this as children. You are not aware of different things through your TV programming, through your movies, through things that even your parents have been trained into expressing from the time they were young, and it is carried on through generations. Um, so do not worry about this. Do not hold this judgment against yourself or feel that we are judging you, for we are not. For we only hold our love, our respect, our um, connectedness with you, that we have never been separate from you, but except only in your minds, that you just have to drop within your heart through your inner guidance system to connect with us there, to know that we will meet you there, that we will connect our consciousness with you there, because that is where your truth resides. That is where your true nature exists, not in the mind's distortions, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, yeah, this makes sense because I guess it's the unawareness and also the because of I was young and not being aware if there's a spirit out there, but it's probably the remembrance of this energy that I want to be with them, with the dragonflies, because I always want to go out and collect them, and it's like collecting and putting them in a bucket and put them in. Sometimes I was thinking about putting on the wall and put it in the painting, something like that. It's like I'm collecting a butterfly and preserve them, something like that. But then I said, someone told me they don't do that, but well, I stopped that, and then I only cut the wings and just hold it in my hand. So
It
that's why
is
yeah.
part
But
of the ego consciousness wants to control its environment, wants to have the freedom that we possess, the freedom to fly away from the earth, to rise above, to release all control, to go wherever we wish. And in some ways, this act of control as a child, this manipulation of your mind to think that in order to connect with us, that it can only be a physical connection, that it has to be that you have to control and keep us physically in one place in order to possess the same energy, the same feeling that we have in our consciousness, that you wish to have this for yourself, that you wish to shed all restrictions that hold you down and rise above them and leave the earth plane and fly with us, that there is this inner desire to be free, inner desire to be limitless, is how people see us, that we are these beautiful, mysterious creatures that flit and flight. Our flight goes from one direction to another, and we seem to disappear in the blink of an eye because we are able to change direction so quickly, and we are able to adapt so readily. And you wish to go with us. You wish to go with us to see what adventures we're up to, especially when you're children, that we seem to be these mythical, adventurous creatures that you want to follow us, you want to go with us. But this has all been manipulated as far as feeling like you need to control us, need to control our energies in order to possess them, rather than to just connect at a heart level with compassion, with love. That this now as an adult, that as you've matured, you've realized that you are always safe, that you are always able to express this freedom, even if it is within your minds, within your hearts, if not physically, to go wherever you wish to go, to create whatever you wish to create, to be free energetically in whatever form you wish as a creator, that this is something that you've been awakening to, that as your minds have been transformed, as these as this higher consciousness light has been coming into your planet, that it has clarified your thoughts, that it's allowed you to see the world from a new perspective and continue to lighten your load, continue to let go of any shackles that are weighing you down. Let yourself fly with us and float on the breeze and feel the freedom within your heart and soul, within the very core of your being. For this is what we wish to share with you with our energies. We wish to bring this sense of freedom, the sense of balance, the sense of the ability to change as the winds change, to adapt to whatever challenges easily and not feel like you are hindered in any way.
Thank you. That's a beautiful message. Yeah, I guess I'm craving for freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have a question from Lila. She wanted to know if she had messages from her elves who are around her, Licha and Kurta.
One moment. We try to get your attention every day, as you know, through the flickering lights that you see. But we want you to know that this is only so that you connect with us, so that you come out and play with us in nature, so that you acknowledge our presence and connect with us in your meditations, in your thought processes. Say hello and share a smile with us, share a laughter with us, share joy with us. When you see us playing with your lights, when you see us being mischievous, for it is all in good fun. It is all because we want to share this fun with you. We want to lighten your load. We want to lighten your heart with our joy, with our happiness, and have you feel it with us. So the more that you can connect in to our essence, to our presence in your consciousness, in your heart, that we can help expand your heart essence. We can help you feel lighter, feel less burden in your day-to-day life, that we can have you be in the joy of the moment and feel our presence lifting you up, uplifting you whenever you need it, whenever you are feeling your emotions dipping down or needing a boost, that you just need to ask. You just need to ask us to give you a bit of joy, a bit of our joy, to raise you up again and to balance your emotions, to balance whatever mood you are in. That we are always willing to help you, that we are always there with you as your family for you to call upon. And we're just looking for you to connect with us in this way, so that we can all feel connected, that we can all play together and be in a sense of happiness and joy with you, and not have you feel separate from us or feel that we are trying to cause you trouble, for we are not. We want to cause you joy, if anything.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that message from her elves. I have a question that is actually Susan's question. And Susan said that she's going through a lot of changes and, some things that are happening in her life. And she'd like to know how she's connecting with you and what messages do you have for her, please?
She has recently discovered that coming up for her will be a great transformation in her life, a great change into a new phase, that she is just learning to adapt to this knowledge and to integrate it within her consciousness without fear, without anxiety, without anxiousness about the changes that will be coming or how it might affect her life at a physical level, at a third dimensional level, if you will. But it is truly, as she has been told, a answer to her prayers, an answer to what she has been desiring for a long time, that she is the one who has brought it into manifestation. She is the one who has risen her energies to a place where this is able to appear for her in physicality, this new connection that will be coming in for her, this new collective she will be channeling, that it causes some trepidation, for she likes to plan ahead, as many of you do, that this is often a desire of the ego to be prepared and feel safe for where life takes you, but learn to go with the flow and connect with our energies. We can, of course, assist with this, as we've already mentioned, that she needs to learn to do this. She needs to let go of any emotional restraints and to tap into these deep emotions that she has been experiencing recently from this and other lifetimes, that it is a process of surrender, a process of letting go, a process of surrender, process of forgiveness for the roles that you've all played in many lifetimes. For it is just that, it is only a role that you played for experiences, and others played similar roles to assist with your experience. So learning to love the experience and let go of that which you felt hurt you in the past, in these other lifetimes, as they are all, it is really not the past, it is simultaneous lifetimes. But within your consciousness level in this incarnation, you perceive it as being separate timelines. But know that the more you are able to just surrender and let go and be the love that you are, be the light that you came here to bring to others as well as yourself in your experiences, just continue to expand, continue to express your creativity wherever you are guided to. Follow your bliss, your greatest joy, your inner knowing as to where to step forward in every now moment, what path to take. Just follow that which brings you the greatest happiness, and you will be led to beautiful creations of your own making, things that you thought perhaps were not even possible, that appear miraculous as they show up in your reality. But know that you have laid the groundwork, you have laid the vibrational foundation for these creations to be built in your life, that it is coming from you, from within you, that you are seeing manifest at quicker and quicker speeds, so to speak, in your reality, that your thoughts are manifesting much quicker now as your vibration continues to rise. So be aware of what it is that you desire, what it is you wish to bring into being, and know that you are powerful emanations from Creator, that you are extensions of his own being, his own creative power, and that you in truth create your reality in what you see around you, that it is coming from within you. So be aware of your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and the reactions to those actions, and try to continue to focus on what positive things you wish to manifest in your reality,
Beautiful.
and know that they will show up for you. The more focus, the more trust, the more that you surrender and allow and be receptive, and know that the universe will deliver them to you in truth.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. That's beautiful guidance. I do have Caroline who has a question for you, please. Another question. Thank you.
Yes.
I feel so blessed to be here with you guys. Thank you so
Hello.
much. Hi, I just have one quick question. I just want to know if there is a elemental collective in my woods that would like to connect with me right now, or that I should try to connect with.
Yes, let me tune in a moment. I'm getting the tree elves. The tree elves would wish to connect with you, as well as the tree beings themselves. For the trees have their own consciousness, but the tree elves also assist with their growth and health, and reside closely to their bark towards and their branches.
I think I saw one.
Yes,
Are they
especially
showing
at,
themselves? Sorry.
yes, you may initially see more of a translucent form, like more, or just out of the corner of your eyes, see some movement, see a glimpse of something, especially perhaps at dusk would be a good time that you could sit near your forests, near the trees, and ask to connect with them, ask to see if they have any messages that they can send you telepathically, and then go into a meditative clarity of mind to be open to whatever comes in from them. And the tree elves, as the gnomes, also there are gnomes around as well that you can connect with in that area, but more in the wooded area, it is the tree elves. They would like any gifts that, such as ribbon or decorations that you can place in the branches, that's any any trinkets, streamers, ribbon, any decorations you can put on the tree or hang from the branches, little small lights, anything like that, that would bring them great joy and enjoyment. That they would definitely appreciate that, but also be open to whatever they give to you as far as messages. Just sit out there with them, and in the evening as the sun is setting around that time, and just commune with them, see what and drop your thoughts, and just drop your consciousness into your heart. Just focus on the heart as you ask these questions, expanding your love outwards towards them, towards the trees and the tree elves, and asking for them to make a connection with you and to give you any messages of any gifts that you can give them, or any guidance that they might have for you, or humanity, whatever you wish. And just quiet and be still and heart-centered, and listen for the answers you seek, and they shall come.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. So, well, your energy has been here with us. My dog was doing a lot of barking, and he was being chased by the fairies. And then just as I was finishing up and we were getting ready to change to Susan, I kind of looked behind me and I caught a glimpse of what I do believe was my gnome. Although I have recently had brownie energy in my home, and I thought, well, maybe it was the brownie because their height is similar. Can you tell me, was that the brownie or the gnome? One of the, one, I should say one of, because I know that there are more than one here in my home.
I'm getting the sprites.
The sprites, okay. I missed them. I'm sorry, I missed them.
Yes. They're being mischievous, is what I feel, in a playful way.
Yes, playing with my dog.
Playing with Cosmo.
Okay, thank you. And then, this morning I woke up from meditation, an afternoon meditation. Let's call it a nap. But during that meditation, I had this. I was in this like large ballroom, and there was a band, and I was smiling, and then I jumped like 4 flights of stairs, and on the other side, my sister was on the other side of a planter, so I hopped over the planter and I grabbed her and I said, "Come and dance with me." And then I had her in the ballroom, and then we were outside in the garden, and then we were upstairs and in this room, and then I saw this picture frame with a man's face in it, and he kind of looked like a Santa Claus, but it reminded me of a Greek person I would know. So I went to go look up, and I had the name like Socrates in my mind, and then I looked and I was like, oh, well, when I see this image, it looks more like Aristotle. So is there a reason when we were getting ready to work with the dragonflies that Aristotle, who I think that is who it is, I wrote down Aristotle, I think, and drew his face. Actually, while I'm talking about it,
I'm getting
Pericles.
I'm
Pericles.
getting the name Pericles.
Okay.
Another Greek philosopher. I understand.
Thank you, because I was unsure, but I was like, I don't know, he looks like Aristotle. So, but if it's Pericles, that's another name I looked at, and I thought, I don't know, was that who it was? but I disregarded it. So thank you. Was there a message that he wanted, or why he was reaching out to connect at this time? Maybe it's the philosophy of the dragonflies.
He is just reminding you that your wisdom is growing, that you are following the wisdom of the heart, that you are blending logic with the wisdom of the heart, that you are learning to do this as you expand your consciousness, that you are able to stay grounded in reality while at the same time expanding your multidimensional self, connecting with other dimensional realities besides the third dimension, connecting into the higher realms for greater lengths of time. So he is just acknowledging that I think all of them, Socrates, Aristotle, Pericles, that they are representing to you your growth in knowledge, your growth in wisdom on your spiritual path. As you mentioned, you are collecting more and more tools for your toolbox to access, to utilize in your healing gifts, your channeling gifts, your light language abilities, your land clearing activations, etc., that you are growing in knowledge and wisdom is the main message they want you to know, and that they are supporting you in this, that they are assisting you as muses, if you will, and that you can call upon them, that if you need any clarity about any subject matter, if you are feeling so-called stumped on a particular subject that you wish to have greater clarity, that they are there for you to connect with, to receive that greater understanding.
Wow. Thank you very much. And thank them for making themselves known to me, because I was like, I don't know. I'm not really into philosophy. So are there any messages that the Dragonfly Collective have for myself or for this group as a whole, or those watching going forward in the time that is no time, in the vortex of the now?
Now is the time for your transformation. Now is the time to change and release all that no longer serves your consciousness as you rise up, as you ascend. That we are here to assist with your ascension. We are here to lift your energies, to help you spread your wings to greater and greater heights. Know that this is why we are making ourselves more known now than before. You've always felt some connection to us, to our energies out in nature as part of the nature realm, but now we want to connect our consciousness with yours to assist you as you ascend and rise up, to let the lower third dimensional so-called trappings of the ego consciousness go. Let it fall away. Let's imagine letting the mud wash off your wings, letting your wings dry so that you may fly away, to be free of all these things that have weighed you down in the past, that are no longer relevant to where you are going. Just trust and allow yourself to float on the breeze, to float in the wind, to just know that you belong amongst the clouds, you belong in the blue sky, that you are free to go wherever you wish to go in your consciousness, if not physically, that you are always free, that there is nothing that weighs you down except for your own thoughts, for the old programming, the things that you've been taught that do not reside with the truth of who you are. It is time to to be free of these things and to let them go, and that we are here to assist humanity with this. And you may call upon us to do this, to be your guides to greater freedom in your minds as well as in your hearts.
Beautiful.
Are there any further questions? Otherwise, I can.
Yes, that is such loving energy. And I was just going to say, I don't have any more questions from this group. I uniquely thank you and adore your energy. I look forward to connecting you more fully when we're in Mount Shasta and joining in with the elementals and galactics there. My blessings of love and light. And if you could just maybe send us off with some light language blessing. And we thank you again for your extra time here today.
Yes, I will do so. This will be a heart activation blessing to help open your hearts to recognize the beings of love that you are, that we see. Te sukutu hiki ahia sikiayo tuku hoya hitia. Hiesu e tia ko hitia ko. Ha sikiatiha ya tukutu hia hitia. Ho sakahia hu hiti ku. Hia sukutu haya sikitia kotuku. Hia siku kuku ya sikitia tuturia hikia. Husuya tiakoto ya tiki hia sukutututututututu. Hia sika haya to hia kia ituku ya tiki ya itukutu. Hia siku hia hu ya tiki ya u. Ha sakato ya tiki kiu tikatiti u. Hia saku ya hia tukututututututututu ya sikitititititititi. Husakata ya u ziki kahaya tukututu hiki. Hia sukutu hu ya hiki ya tukutu ya iti. Husaka hia yoku ya tikati ya ituku. Hia sakaya to ko ya iti ya. Husia kuyu titititi tukutu ya hia. Husikia hia hikoto ya hea ya tikia. Ya suko ya haya tukutu ya hia tukutu ya iti ya. Hia suko ya hia hikia ituku ya iti ya. Hia sakaya to ya hikia ituku ya. Blessings.
Beautiful energy. Thank you.
Wow.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Beautiful
Beautiful
heartfelt
energy.
messages. Yeah, the energy was incredible, and that blessing I actually could feel. Again, here's me, feeling the energy. So clearing right away with the heart opening that they gave with the activation. I feel like little light stabbing pressure in my heart, and then I also felt the energy like move up into my neck area, into like my throat chakra. So that energy starting to move physically away from my body. So it like really moved quick. So it was like really fast. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. That was very interesting. And then also in my lower, like the lower part of my heart, I felt it like starting to move off to the side out toward my hip. Like it was like I said, it just like it kind of opened and went like it just started to dissipate. It was on Dragonfly wings. So that was cool. I don't know if anybody else felt that with the activation, but it was pretty nice.
Well, I see Leela had the question about any food I can give to my elf, and you had apples, fruit, wine. Yeah, I think as far as I know, the gnomes and the elves are pretty similar as far as gifts, except the gnomes like pennies and nickels and dimes. They like metals. They kind of connect with crystals, with the mineral kingdom, I should say, where yeah, I think the elves, and I've gotten this with the brownies too, that's more like food or seeds, but I think the elves, especially the tree elves, they like decorations for the trees, I think, like ribbon or streamers or
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know if
very
they'd
fun.
like the faces that you put on that the people put on the trees. Maybe they'd like that. I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
it's they seem a little more playful, or like, yeah, things that bring them good humor and joy and, you know, things like that. But I know for the gnomes, I've left like dried fruit and nuts and, or yeah, slices of apple or baby carrots or things like that. Yeah, the brownies said they like root vegetables and seeds. And yeah, so
yeah, it's very fun. Well,
but
it
you
was
can
very
but you can connect in and ask, yeah, just meditate and connect in with, you know, any of the nature beings, and you know, and see what thoughts come to mind. You can ask them what they would like you to gift them. And
Are you putting that food in the garden?
um well, for the brownies, I put it like under a tree that they asked me to put it under some hosta bushes. And then for the gnomes, because with gnomes and other nature beings, they can live within your house. So I have a gnome family that lives within my house. And
I have it at my hearth.
yeah,
have a
so
hearth.
yeah, at the hearth
Or
of
make a little gnome
my
house.
fire, yeah, where my fireplace is, I've got kind of like a stone or a brick base to my fireplace and like a ledge. And so I put my gnome gifts there for Jose and
Oh,
Ingrid and their
They
5
also
children.
they also like toys, like children's toys.
Children's
And,
toys, yeah.
yeah, things that are like comfortable, like little beds. So I've taken like an old dog bed and put like dog toys in there, and then like pieces of string and yarn and fabric and thread and needles and you know, artsy stuff for, you know, for the little lasses. They, you know, they like to have different things, and the men like to tinker, so they like to, you know, they like to mess around with like little pieces of wood and hammers and nails. And so yeah, so I just leave all kinds of miscellaneous things.
Yeah.
And then I'll switch
Or
them
little
out. So I'll,
little miniature sewing kits for like the
yeah,
women,
so
the
I'll
women
switch 'em
folk.
out.
Yeah.
And then say if I've had like an apple that I'll put inside the house, and then when I'm like, oh, okay, I've had it there for a week or whatever, what I'll do then is I'll take it out into nature and set it under a tree. Well, and usually it's a little like under some bushes or something, so that like other animals will come and enjoy it. And so
in the house, I put it like in a little Ziploc sandwich bag so my cats don't, you know, get into it or anything. But yeah, same thing. Like when it goes bad and stuff, you can, yeah, put it outside too. But yeah, the gnomes are, I know, around my garden as well, but they also can live amongst in your home, and they like human things. They like to like TV programs. They like, yeah, like you said, children's toys. I mean, they don't want to be given or take away from a child the toys, but I know I've been out shopping at like the home improvement store or something with the little garden little knickknacks, and so they've drawn me to like get like little gnome statues or the little mushroom statues or things like that to put out in my garden. And yeah, so
yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah. So anyway, it's been so lovely connecting with all of you today, and I do hope that you come and join us for our next you know, channeled event for our elemental realm series. We're going to have the brownies have made themselves known to me, and then I think what's coming up after the brownies is possibly the mermaids. Because they've started like giving me their energy with like seashells and stuff recently. And so I have a suspect, a high suspect, that they're like putting their names like on the list.
Well, I know, yeah, when the brownies came through and I channeled them like Wednesday last week was the first time they kind of showed up. I started speaking their light language, and then I started channeling them, but they said, yeah, they could either be next or somebody else could be next, that they'll kind of leave it up to us. So yeah, so if you feel like the mermaids are coming through a little more strongly, or, you know, we can just see who wants to go first, I guess, you know.
We're open, and of course we're open to anybody's vote. So if you want to put your votes out there, you know, when we post our video, and make a recommendation for who you might be feeling is calling to you, or that you're thinking that you have a guide or a past life that you're feeling drawn to a particular elemental realm, nature being, then, you know, please feel free to let us know. So
yeah,
thank you.
What was that,
Well,
David?
I love,
I vote for the mermaids.
Oh, you vote for the mermaids? Okay.
Thank
I
you.
love to eat brownies, but I just wanted to say that I have seen some mermaid signs and symbols in my life these days. So
Yeah.
I think the mermaids do want to be heard, but the brownies too. I love everybody.
Yeah, they both do. They both do for
Yeah.
sure. And not only that, but since we started talking about working with the brownies, I'll be danged if it's not like, oh, I need to clean this up. And so like little areas, like things are falling and dropping and, falling under the cabinet, and you have to clean under the cabinet. And I know Susan had the experience of water spilling. So then she had to like scrub up an area.
Yeah, I had
So it's
a,
like, so those motivations for cleaning, because they're known to help you with organization and cleaning happens. So, but
Oh.
I've found like 3 and 4 different areas over the last couple of days. And I'm like, stop motivating me.
yeah, and then you get
I just wanna sit
frustrated.
and
But then, but
meditate.
after it was, after the like water spilled all over my floor and I had to like mop it up, I'm like, oh, I guess it does look nice. Because it was like by my entryway where I come in from the garden, and stuff tracks on the floor and stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess that forced me to clean that up.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah, I've been getting more motivations like that. Yeah, they'll just knock stuff over. Like yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing. So I did say that I appreciated them, because they do want to be appreciated. They do want to be helpful, and they think they're being helpful, but sometimes you have to just clarify and say, I appreciate your help, but
Yeah.
maybe not do this the next time. Just put a thought in my head instead, of what you'd like me to do. But so this is something new, connecting with the brownies, at least for me. I hadn't connected with them before, but yeah, this is kind of how it works. Like we do one event, and then another being makes themselves known, like the Dragonfly Collective did, saying, hey, we're ready to be
Our
known
turn.
by humanity. So let the truth out. So and we feel very grateful to be able to do this work, of course. So
Yeah, very, very
wonderful.
blessed. And there's so many who are working with the elementals and or nature beings. And what was funny is before I should say earlier this morning, I was sitting here and all of a sudden I was like, ew, what is that smell? It wasn't quite skunky, but it smelled more like muck, like you've got old leaves or whatever sitting in water, and it's just stagnant and kind of mucky and kind of stinky, like poopy. And I was like, oh, I think that's Sally Sasquatch, because we've worked with her before, and she is just a beautiful, loving energy. And I think she just wanted me to know that she is here to support me. And she described her energy once as like being like, when it's in the house, like it can be like, oh, people don't usually like their energy to be like physically known because of the smell, that it's a, kind of a strong kind of a, it's kind of a skunky kind of a smell. And then, so I had my grandson here, I don't know, I think it was last year when just after we had channeled Sally Sasquatch, well, Susan did. And but she was
a little over a year ago. Yeah,
she was connecting with us. Well, my grandson came through, and it hadn't been much afterwards. And he says, Gigi, what's that smell? And I was like, skunk? Because we had a skunk in the yard earlier that day, and you could smell the skunk. And he goes, no, it's not a skunk. And then he would wrinkle his nose, and then he'd smell some again. He'd be like, no, it's bad. He said. So I had him at my house last week. And while he was here, he was in my bedroom, that's where we experienced it together. And he said, Gigi, can we have that bean come back so I can smell that smell again? So he remembered, and he was curious because it was so notable that it's like, oh yeah, it's undescribable. Like you cannot mess up that smell. Once you've smelled it, there's no forgetting it. and so I did experience it today, and I was like, oh wow, that's really exciting. So yeah. So if you guys are starting to, especially with this new higher energy and the Lionsgate getting ready to, be here on August the 8th, just be aware and be thoughtful about, the portal that's going to be open and how you want to manifest and bring things in, and go with the flow. And as the dragonflies are recommending, just, be free flowing and, be on flight with them, and be, have that freedom of movement that they so enjoy, and they ask us to enjoy and remember as well. So.
Yeah. And I understand, like, whatever you're carrying with, like, in your mind or your emotional states, through the portal of the Lion's Gates is like what you'll bring to the other side, that what you'll bring with you. So if you want, like, now is the time to kind of let go of anything that you want to change in your life, that you want to transform, so that you can kind of leave it behind, let go of what you need to let go, and just bring forward what you wish to manifest beyond the Lion's Gates, is what I've heard. So I thought that was good advice. I saw that today. So, but yeah, when I brought in Sally's Sasquatch, she has very, like, Earth Mother energy. She's like a medicine woman working with plants, and it was kind of like a combination between Gaia's energy and like an elemental energy, very close to the earth, like earthy feeling, but like a medicine woman, very loving, very like Earth Mother-ish, and beautiful energies. So yeah, hopefully at some point we'll include her in one of our events, because her energy is beautiful as well. So
Yes, exactly.
What about, can you both wonderful fairies, Wendy and Susan, channel dragons again?
Of course.
probably I'm assuming for World Dragon Day again,
Yep,
which we did
October.
like October 16th, I think it was last year, and was our first Elemental Realm series events, was for World Dragon Day on like October 16th. So I think we'll probably do that again, I'm assuming.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. The dragons are always working with us and calling us. So
Yeah.
definitely check out our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, Channeled Illuminations, where we post, many of the channelings that we do. And when the dragons come through, a lot of times they're within the description of, of what was being channeled and who came through. So, so you can always find, dragons and unicorns, and I don't know, we've had griffins, and, Jesus comes through, or Yeshua, however you like to connect in with him. And Saint Germain's come through, Archangel Michael, and Susan, please
Lots
elaborate.
of Egyptian gods and goddesses have come through.
Ra, Isis,
Thoth, Ra, Anubis, Khnum. Yeah. Isis. Yeah.
And then more
Socrates did come through once. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember that. And then also Vishnu more recently came through. So some of the gods, and Pele has been through as well, and
Ishel.
Athena and Ishel, and yes. So
it's always, there's still new beings showing up for us and our global channeling practice group. Yeah, I mean, we're always surprised when someone new shows up, and delighted.
And honored. I mean, honestly,
and honored.
Really
Yes.
honored.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and close up our recording, and thank you guys all for joining us. It's been our delight and pleasure, and our hearts are just full that you're here and have opted to take your time to spend with us. And thank you again. We look forward to seeing you for many future events.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see you next time.